does every country have its own type of coffee?
Every country does have its own unique way to make coffee, which I think is a demonstration of God creating people uniquely all over the world.
In Honduras, they are still growing coffee the same way that their fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers did. And there is something beautiful about that you've just got this raw plant that God designed in his big picture of creation that produced this cherry that has a seed inside of it, and when roasted and then ground up, produces this simple, delicious drink that people enjoy to this day.
Grab some other stuff.
Okay.
Can you explain to me the business model? The business model for Hope Coffee really is to get connections with the coffee farmers where the coffee is grown and find those relationships that we can go deep with. So that's where it starts, to buy coffee from them at a higher price. As we buy that and import it into the United States, we roast and package it and sell it, providing coffee for churches, businesses, coffee shops, and individuals in their home, and using those profits to share the gospel through these national churches in other countries.
And then last of all, I think the most important aspect of Hope Coffee's relational aspect is really the relationships that the churches that use the funds we send them build by sponsoring and undertaking water and shelter projects with those in their community. That's the deepest kind of relationship you can build. One that not only addresses a physical need, but one that allows for the more meaningful, deeper spiritual conversations to be had, and then ultimately the relationship between man and his Savior.
In the last 10 years, we've impacted probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 to 500 families across multiple nations in different places.
Look into the cross, you capture life for us, keeping me in mind on that dream light. 3 days further on, the rising of the sun. Seasons change, but your love still remains. And I just wanna say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are faithful, God, and you're always for me.
I remember the first time that I was able to go and visit one of the coffee farmers and hear the story of how he got there. Again, a piece of land that was passed from generation to generation to generation. In that culture, everybody has a coffee farm in their place, within their family environment. And so watching it and seeing this is something that they have done for generations. And here we are participating with them to bring that coffee, that same coffee, to the United States, to let people try it, to learn it, to love it, and to engage in it. It was such a unique feeling to watch them go through that process and go, wow, this is what they do every fall. They go out and they pick day and day and day after day. So this isn't a simple process that they just go out and send some sort of equipment or piece of machinery out. They're out there laboring very hard. And we take that for granted a lot of times when we get a cup of coffee. No matter what the quality of the coffee is, it all goes through a very similar process where you're like, wow, it took somebody a lot of time to create that.
And yes, it's certainly on one side, look what God can do with a business. He can use business acumen and a business model to generate profits that are used for his kingdom. But our mission all along was also to try to inspire others to say, well, if Hope Coffee can do that with coffee, what talent, skill, access to what resources do I have that we can use to grow something that can be used to honor him?
And I will praise you, friend, forever, Jesus. I just want to say that